Hello Taurus, and welcome to your year general tarot card read for the year of 2016. My name is Dee, and with me today is my dear friend Lucy.
Hello.
We're going to go ahead and carry over the energy that we had from the month-long reads, and we're going to keep doing this together. So what we've done is Lucy's pulled a card for the month, and I pulled a card for the month, and we're going to read them separately and then read them together to give you 2 or 3, maybe sometimes even 4 different reads. So that way, with it being a general read, something hopefully will resonate with you. We also pulled an oracle card, which is going to be used for either encouragement or for just an overview of what the whole year is going to be like for you. So we're going to go ahead and start with the month of January, and we're going to start with Lucy's first.
I pulled the Ten of Wands. Now the Ten of Wands is the full expression of this suit. As you can see, the gentleman is under a great deal of strain and pressure there. He's feeling burdened, overburdened actually. Now, to have success in this situation, he's going to have to take a step back and look beyond the situation that he's in towards the future. And he needs to remember that balance is required for success in your life or anything. So he may have taken on a little bit more than he was ready for.
So for you guys, for the last month, we had a few of you that we did a read for, and some of you that we're still going to do a read for. And there was a lot of energy. So I think that for some of you, you may feel a little overburdened this month. So keep that in mind. Now, for you guys, I pulled for January the Knight of Wands. Now, you're dealing with 2 wands. So I truly believe that this month isn't about love. It's not about relationships. It's more about your work and your feelings, and when it comes to work and your career. Okay, so the Knight of Wands is energetic, eager to assist, passionate, dramatic, sometimes even at times. The Knights are all about energy. So I believe that for the month with my read, this is all about going to be about energy, a renewal of energy. It's going to give you passion again. You're going to maybe even feel dramatic. So don't let that drama overwhelm you. Now, when you put the 2 of them together, kind of the same thing. Don't let the drama overwhelm you. Let that energy actually be a positive thing and not a negative, to where you're feeling overburdened and unable to function as well
In your life. Try to get some balance in there somehow.
Right. Okay, so that's for the month of January. For the month of February, Lucy received
The Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords teaches us to be discriminate, teaches us to see things as they are, and to have the strength to deal with them appropriately, and to be ready to ride with the changes that he brings. As you can see, his sword is lit for truth, and the owl is there for wisdom.
And if you pull it in from what you guys had from the month before, feeling overburdened, this is just almost like a burst of energy for you in Lucy's read. So for mine, in the month of February, I received the 6 of Cups. Now, 6 of Cups is about innocence, childlike joy, playfulness, generosity. It's about having fondness in the memories and being nostalgic. So I think this month is going to be a bit of nostalgia for you. You're riding on the energy of the Knight of Wands, and it's going to be maybe even somebody from your past that resurfaces at this time. Yeah, but you for the swords, me for the wands, because this is my part. That's all right. But it's the whole, going forward with that childlike joy and remembering the past. Now, when you put the 2 of them together, you've got the energetic, happy memories and the energy that the childlike feelings can make you feel and bring, and cutting through the old memories and the nostalgia to move forward in your life, keeping it with balance. Okay. So for the month of March, Lucy received
The Hermit. Now, the Hermit is all about careful thought and a contemplation, a withdrawal to reflect and find your inner wisdom. All the answers you need are within you, and as you can see by his expression here, he's actually at peace with himself.
So with my card that I pulled, I pulled the Ace of Swords. Now the Ace of Swords is the very beginning of the suit. It's a new beginning. It's talking about triumph, victory, honesty, using your intellect, seeing through illusions. Just, it's all about being able to pierce and know the truth. So if you combine the two of them, you're dealing with somebody who's taking the time to find the truth and to really seek their inner self. And it's just like gaining a clear understanding of the situation around you. And I really think, again, because this isn't about love, I really think it's about your work environment or your career, more on that end, or your spiritual understanding of who you are. So cutting through illusions and learning yourself, having that solitude, the time that you need. Okay? So for the month of April, Lucy pulled
the Fool. Now, Fool is it's kind of a conundrum. He looks a little bit silly, but as you can see, nothing's falling apart. He's juggling everything. It's endless possibilities here. You could choose from any variety that he's holding aloft, and your potential is enormous. It's a very good card.
So for the month of April, I pulled the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups is extraordinary. She has good insight. She's very sensitive to others. She's compassionate. She's patient, and she's honest. And I think that for some of you, you're going to have to embody the Queen of Cups for you this month, because you're going to have to be patient with those around you. You're going to have to be compassionate, and you're dealing with people around you. And if you take the two of them together, I got kind of almost like a purity of spirit, because you're going back to your childhood and having that wonder when you're starting with the Fool, because you're starting all over again and taking those leaps of faith. But you need to be able to do it with compassion and understanding, and just let that joyfulness of the child guide you as you're dealing with others in your life at this time. Okay? So for the month of May, Lucy got
the Ace of Wands. Now, the Ace of Wands represents the beginnings of action, birth of new ideas, inspirations, the seeds of new life for any venture that you want to go into. It's highly energy, it's high energy, it's high action, it's wonderful potential in this card.
Okay. So for the month of May, I also received a Wands, but I received the Five of Wands. Now, if you look at the picture, they're all kind of fighting with each other. They've got kind of not very happy faces. So it's more about understanding. It's a time for making changes. It's harmony. Even though there's disharmony going on, it's about bringing yourself together for the harmony that you need. And if you include the two of them together, you got your new beginning full of a lot of energy, along with all this discord here, but you can turn it around and
bring that new beginnings, the new energy, and just use it to approach the discord and find a new solution, a new beginning, a new way forward.
Exactly. Yes. So it's all about the Wands that month, in the month of May. Okay, for June, Lucy received.
Now I got the Queen of Cups. Now the Queen of Cups is restrained in nature. She's kind, gentle, sensitive. When you talk to someone who embodies this, you feel like you've really been listened to, like there's someone who really cares. On the negative, she can be protective of self, a little unrealistic, and a little dreamy, but she's a good person to be around.
So I received the Queen of Cups earlier in April, and now she's here again for you guys in June. And I think that at least for the first half of the year, you need to try and embody a lot of her personality traits, because I think that it's going to help you get through the changes and stuff that are coming up. Because for the month of June, I received Death. Now, death is transformation. It's the end of a cycle. It's letting something that no longer serves you die or go away so that you can be transformed and cross into a new phase of life. Something has to die in order for something new to begin. Just like when winter comes, you know, the trees kind of die so that they can come back later and grow. So if you put the two of them together, I really feel that there's going to be a lot of changes and endings and for you guys for this month of June. And then again, embodying the spirit of the Queen of Cups is going to help you get through a lot of it. Just be compassionate because, and allow people to be compassionate to you. I think there's going to even be some of you that'll have somebody that'll be the Queen of Cups to you to help you get through this transition that you're going through. It's always hard to go through a transition like this, but in the long run, it's going to make you a better person because it's going to get rid of the old that no longer serves you. So that you can move forward.
Washing away the dead wood.
Exactly. So for the month of July, Lucy received
Page of Cups. Now the Page of Cups is all about young energy, happy news, happy messages of an emotional nature, love, engagement, relationships, moving onward to their, fulfilling more. That's about, good card.
So if you follow Lucy's read, you went from a new beginning with the Ace of Wands in June, and then July you came with the Queen of Cups. And wait, let's see, April, May, June, July. Okay, now I'm sorry, now we're in July.
Yes.
So you went May, June, July, and now you have the Page, which brings about messages of love. So for the month of July, I also received a Page, but it's a Page of Swords. Now again, this is a messenger, but it's more of a rational and intellectual type of a message. This will be some type of message that'll help you face a problem. Might even bring about justice and courage. But when you put the two of them together, this whole month is going to be about messages. And I truly believe that you guys need to, in the month of July, really watch the people around you. Don't shoot the messenger. You guys are going to be told a lot of things. Some of it may be about love. Some of it may be about your intellect to give you the courage that you need to get through maybe even a situation with justice. But don't shoot the messenger. Keep in mind that this is, again, a point of growth for you guys, and that there's going to be a lot of changes come out of these messages. Okay? So that's for the month of July. For the month of August, Lucy received
the High Priestess. Now the High Priestess is all about mysteries and secrets. More depth to any situation than you actually realize. Issues previously known. Secrets may become known to you for your benefit. Follow your intuition and your instincts. Okay?
Now for that month, I received the Five of Pentacles. Now the Five of Pentacles is a lot about hardship, survival, and it also can actually be about rediscovering hope. So if you carry the energy from the month before about the messages that are being brought to you and how it might even have to do something with justice, this will be a chance for you to rediscover something, because it'll be through that loss that you'll be able to see that there's going to be a new beginning. Now when you combine the two, she's all about your intuition, and she's all about the secrets.
Yes.
I really think that her secrets are going to open up the door for you guys so that you'll rediscover hope when it comes to your finances, which is kind of a weird combination, truly. But I think that there might be some of you that might be under financial strain, and there's going to be some intuitive things happen or some stuff brought to light because of the energy of the Priestess that's going to make you
benefit,
right, and help you rediscover hope so that you guys can continue forward. Because the next month is kind of interesting.
Yes, it is.
So for the month of September, Lucy received
the Tower. Now the Tower to me represents a constructive deconstruction. What I mean by that is it's kind of all falling apart there, but it was all built on illusions anyway. And the truth will set you free to start anew, to build anew on a stronger, firmer foundation that's going to see you through to the future and beyond that for years to come.
So for the month of September, I received the Seven of Pentacles. Now the Seven of Pentacles is a progression from the month before with the Five of Pentacles and moving forward to the Seven of Pentacles, which is a time to reflect on the progress. It can give you a new direction. You can also talk about coming to a crossroads where you need to make a decision when it comes to your finances. And I think if you bring the two of these together, the two energies, you're talking about, like she said, a destructive deconstruction, getting rid of all the illusions. And I think that what it's going to do is it's going to be, I really feel that for one of you it's going to be or for you actually, are going to be about your finances. This is going to have to come down on the illusions and the things that you built your finances on, or your financial plans, so that you can reevaluate and start all over and make the decisions that you need to make.
Yes.
So even though this can feel chaotic, use this energy to move forward so that you can make the decisions that you need to for your financial stability.
To build anew.
Okay? So for the month of October, Lucy received
the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups embodies a good husband, adoring father, good lover. He has knows his place, and he is comfortable in his authority. He is warm and generous, but he may lack a little drive, a little backbone. Doesn't like conflict. He'll avoid it or just deny it altogether.
So if you carry the energy from the High Priestess and her intuition going into a change with the Tower in the month of September, all the way to the King of Cups, for somebody it could be that all these changes in your intuition and all this stuff that was built on a wrong foundation might bring about your King of Cups in your life, to where you're either embodying the King of Cups, or somebody might actually come into your life that is like a King of Cups. And that can actually be a really good thing. So keep that in mind too. So for the month of October, I received the Page of Wands. Now, we've had pages. We've had the Page of Cups, we had the Page of Swords, and now we've had this one. So again, it's all about messages. The Page of Wands is more about new perspectives. It's about bringing a desire of happiness to others. And it's also about creative inspiration. So when you combine with the King of Cups, who is an emotional person, but yet he's above the emotion, but yet he's very caring and everything, and you combine it with a creative inspiration and a desire to please others, this is all about your emotions this month and being able to take care of the people around you. Some of you may do it in a kingly fashion. Some of you may be turning around and giving good messages to people and doing it in an emotional and supportive way. So this month is all about your emotions, even though wands normally aren't. But when you combine it with the heavy of the King of Cups, it's a good one for the two of together when you're reading them together. So for the month of November, Lucy received
the Three of Wands. Now the Three of Wands is about positive patterns of progression and taking the first steps. Still more work to be done, but you're planning to keep everything moving forward. You're heading in the right direction. As you can see, there are two firmly planted wands behind him. He's holding another in his hand, and he's looking out towards the ship. So he has plans. What those plans are is totally up to him. It's his progression, his future.
And it's up to you. You can follow that energy that you had of that caring, compassionate energy then when you follow into relationships or moving forward into something else. Because for this month, I received the Sun. Sun being the most positive card. And I really feel that the energy of the Page of Wands from the read before, from the month before, just kind of falls into this. This will bring you creative inspiration. It shows that the things that you decide to go for, you're going to achieve. And then when you combine it with the Three of Wands, there's going to be some of you that are going to have decisions, and you're not going to feel like you're doing the right thing. But I really feel that the sun is going to be shining over, and the decision that you make is actually going to be the one
that you're heading in the right direction.
Right. And just so keep your intuition in play. Draw upon the energy that you had way back, you know, with the High Priestess. use your intuition, follow it, and grasp that wand, move forward, because you got the sun to help support you. So for the month of December, Lucy pulled
The Three of Swords. Now the Three of Swords is stormy emotions that can lead to quarrels. The quarrels can escalate to separations. But there's hope. I mean, the sun, the clouds are clearing and you can see the bright light behind. So there is hope in the situation. And it could mean that your separation is over. You could get back with your loved ones, you know, quarrels set aside, you found a solution. Yeah, so this is all about working things out, actually, to me. It seems like.
And what's kind of interesting is you go from the Three of Wands to the Three of Swords, which this is more about emotions, which is amazing because usually swords aren't.
Yeah.
So I think that for some of you, you're going to make a decision and it's going to feel like this, but in the long run, like she said, you know, you've got the clouds that are clearing behind, and it's actually going to be a good thing.
Yeah.
So even though this energy may not feel like you're doing the right thing at the time, you have the sun over you, and then you have this, even though it may feel like you're piercing your heart, or and I get almost like an emotional thing, it's going to clear, and it's going to be a good thing for you in the long run. Because for that month, I received the King of Pentacles. Now the King of Pentacles is about money. He is more, he's not as emotional. It's more about fulfillment, financial security, stability, ultimate success. Now, if you take it my read from the month before, you got the sun, and that I really think that for some of you, the sun is going to shine so well from November that's going to take you into December, where you're going to be able to be like the King of Pentacles. You'll have success, you'll have prosperity, you'll have the stability that you need in your finances for the month. But if you take the two of these together, which I thought was kind of an interesting way to look at things, you know, I think that for some of you, you're going to have to embody the King of Pentacles, and just realize that even though this is going on, there's going to be ultimate success for you in this situation. And then I see almost like the King of Pentacles. Somebody's got a King of Pentacles in their life that's going to make it emotional, which again is kind of interesting because this is not always, swords are not always emotional, and this isn't either, but I kind of feel an emotional tug toward it. So just keep that in mind. And it's not the best way to end the year, but you've had a lot of good things go on, a lot of changes that are really important. And it's funny because we pulled the card that we did. It's called Change is Unavoidable. So Lucy's going to point out features of it here real quick.
Did you find it? Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So it's kind of a weird card in a way, but yet it's kind of a very appropriate for you guys, because when we pulled it, we're like, what does this have to do with anything? So basically what it talks about is that change is unavoidable. Every second of every day you undergo change. Your perception is altered by what you see, feel, and experience from one moment to the next. Your body ages and moves closer to death with every breath. Autumn will always come to an end, the bounty of summer, and the new hope of spring will always follow the winter. Change is all around you. Do not let your fear bind you to the past and prevent you from enjoying your present and future. Stop fighting. You cannot resist the inevitable, so choose instead to embrace it with acceptance and peace. And it's just so appropriate with all the changes that you've got for you throughout the year.
All the cycles going on.
You know, you've got some emotional up and downs. You've got stuff where there's no emotions involved whatsoever. There's some chaotic, feeling like it's chaotic, but really, even though this change is going on and all this stuff is going on, it is unavoidable. You have to change in order to grow, and that's just part of the growth pains. And I really feel that for you guys, this is going to be a year of personal growth. And for some of you, it might even include your finances, and it'll include, some of it will be some relationships, but I just think you need to enjoy the change. Go with it. Don't fight it, because in the long run, it's going to bring you the joy that you need in your life in order to succeed. if you like what you've heard, even though this wasn't the, it may not sound the best, but if you like what you heard, go ahead and hit the like button. We are open to any comments. Please feel free to leave them. We, enjoy hearing what's going on in your life, and we'd like to hear how this read fits into your life too.
If it resonates at all with anyone.
Right. So.
Or several ones.
Yes, everyone's. So thank you for taking the time to watch this. In the meantime, I hope you guys know you're going to have a wonderful year, even with all of these changes, and walk in light, peace, and love. And we will be talking to you soon.
Goodbye.